welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the channel. And today is another vlog. Remember in the first part of doing the nursery, I said I wanted to do some sit down with me's. Well, yeah, this is another one that I've been wanting to do. It's just a few questions that I had when I got pregnant that I wanted to answer, and just questions that I hear overall that I thought would be useful, right? And I was like, let me compile them together and put it in a vlog and answer them for you guys. Like, you might find it entertaining. Maybe some of my answers or educational. Edutaining is what I'm hoping for here. So let me know if I do that in the comments. And if you're new here, what have you been waiting on? Like, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, hit it right now. And let us get along. Okay, so the first question, and I think we're starting off big. What is the healthcare system like for pregnancy in the US? Now, let me put down my phone for a little bit, right? And I can answer this in two parts. Like, the structure, being pregnant is similar to, I'd say, anywhere else you go. And I want to liken it to Jamaica, where when you just start, you go every month, then it goes down to every 2 weeks, and then like closer to your due date at about like 36 weeks onwards, you start going every week. Like, that's the structured like time. And like, a lot of these visits are short. Very short. Like, you get there and you wait sometimes 20 minutes to talk to the doctor for 2 minutes, and then you leave. So like, I saw a few reels like that. Like, okay, I sit here, I come here, I put on my clothes, I get up, talk to you for 2 minutes, 5 minutes max. You check the heartbeat, you ask me if I have any questions, and then I go, yes, honey. That's what that part is. But the other part that I'm gonna say, and something to add, like, though sometimes the visits might be short, I'm gonna say advocate for yourself. I'm gonna stress that. Like, ask your questions. Like, don't make because like your doctor is like, oh, you're good, you're young, or they don't see any risk factors. Don't let that deter you from asking your questions. None of your questions are dumb. It doesn't matter what it is. Ask your questions, advocate for yourself. And I'm gonna say, especially as women of color, black people, black women, ask your questions. Don't be dumbed down. Don't be dumbed down. Ask your questions, right? Part 2 is where I'm gonna be real. Healthcare in the United States, you've heard it. It is expensive, very expensive, right? And being pregnant, I can talk from the point of being pregnant with insurance. And that's the standpoint that I'm gonna talk about. Insurance helps a lot. So if you do have insurance, like, make use of it. What I will advise is like, educate yourself on what your insurance offers. And what I mean, like, how do they take care of pregnancy stuff? What portion? Because like, some insurance, they cover up to 80% of the cost. Some is 100. You never know. Ensure that you call, or you go on the website or the app or whatever it is, and you find that information out. The next thing that I'm going to say is, know if like there is a deductible threshold to be met, right? And that is like, your insurance is saying, we will pay either 100% or 80%, whatever it is, right? Once you meet this deduction threshold. So you have to spend this out of pocket, up to this maximum amount out of pocket, and then we will start taking care of it. So know that. another thing I'm going to say in terms of the healthcare system and insurance is timing matters, right? Especially if you have a deductible, right? So say you get pregnant at the ending of the year, which is like October, November, right? And you start like your monthly visits then. You're going to have to meet your deductible for that year ending. And then you're going to have to meet your deductible for the next year. So I'm not going to say plan your pregnancy to take into consideration your insurance and deductibles, but like educate yourself on those stuff, because baby, like it is expensive. Like when you look at, because like my insurance is pretty good insurance, great coverage, love it, right? But when you look at every time you go for a visit, the cost for the things that you do, like every time you go for a visit, you're gonna do a urine test. You are gonna do a urine test. You're gonna get charged for that. Like when you look at the cost for that in each visit, it's a lot. So know what your insurance covers, knows what it offers, and some of these specialized tests, like I think you do a test for genetic testing and all of that. Know if your insurance covers that. Know if your insurance covers all of that, right? Or if it doesn't, know if there's a copay for you to pay for each visit that you go to for your prenatal checkups. So like I know in some countries, Jamaica, for example, you could go to a clinic. You can utilize the free service of a clinic. Here, where I don't know no free clinic, no free clinic, right? Possibly there is, in maybe certain communities there is, but I don't know. And I don't think I want to go through the hassle of trying to figure that out. So like, being pregnant in the US, the healthcare system, know that it is expensive, but educate yourself. Educate yourself about your insurance, what it covers, how it works, right? Read. If there's an app, go through the app, call, annoy someone so that you can have the best experience possible, so that you're not coming out of the hospital with owing thousands of dollars or not being able to do a test. And because there's a lot of tests that you do, you can opt not to, but like for comfort, peace of mind, they're usually recommended. You decide, but like know about your insurance if you do have it. If you don't have it, I don't know. I don't know. Question 2. What has been your weirdest craving so far? I think in a previous video, I said I don't have any cravings. Like, I haven't been craving anything spicy, nothing sweet. Like, I just don't have any cravings. It's just me eating normal, what I want to eat, when I want to eat it. And like, there is nothing that I'm not eating. The only thing is like I'm very cautious with sushi. And for the most part, I don't eat raw sushi. Like if I'm supposed to buy sushi, it's always gonna be the ones that are cooked. So that's that part. I don't have any weird craving. I don't have any weird cravings like anybody else. Or that which you've heard people saying they crave dirt, they crave mango with yogurt, or I don't have any of those stuff. Question 3. Is it hard being pregnant away from your family? A little bit. Yeah, being Jamaican living in the US, you don't have your mom doors away or your aunt coming over with some soup or anything like that. You don't have that full village, right? So like it can be a lot, but like what it teaches you also is to learn to build other villages around you. Have I done that? Not necessarily, but this is where I say I am very grateful for my husband, who is my village who has definitely been doing all the things like feeding me correctly and just being supportive in all the different types of ways. Like, I cannot say thank you enough in that regard. So it is hard not having like your full family relatives, because this is my family, right? But it is hard not having like other relatives around, a sister or a cousin to bug to go for some water, because that gave me another idea, like for another video in terms of like expectations of partners. Like, they're a human being too, like they're going through this process with you. So like, they're reliable, yes, but you have to also give grace. So yeah, I think that answers that one. The next question, I think this is question 4. Is maternity leave paid in the US? That depends on the company that you work for. It's not mandatory in all states. I don't know for every state, but I think my answer is correct. It's not mandatory in all states. So like, you don't have to get it paid, but I know you can get time off unpaid, and it just all depends on your employer and their policies. So I'd say that question just all depends on your employer and the policies that they have. Question 5. What is something that surprised you about pregnancy? I don't know. We might have to come back to that one. What is something that surprised you? Question 6. What helps you stay grounded? God? Like, what else? What else is gonna help? Like, just like trusting him, putting him at the forefront of everything, and just knowing that he's with you. Like, he's with me through all of this. He's the one. Like, children are an heritage of the Lord. That's what the Bible says, right? The fruit of the womb is his reward. Like, he saw me fit, right, to be able to do this. So I just have to go back to him, right? Like, to keep growing, to keep my mind. Like, for me, it has always been like ensuring that my atmosphere, he's in my atmosphere, like through worship music, reading your Bible, your devotional, like doing those things, like, and trying to be consistent. I'm gonna say I have slacked off a little bit, but like, yeah, worship music. I'd say journaling to a little extent has also been something, just how are you feeling today? What's happening today? What was the highlight? What, like, this visit, So those things are what I'll say that has been keeping me grounded. This is question 7. What was your first trimester like? Oh my gosh. It started off, well, I found out pretty early, like, cause like I have a normal period. So if something happens, I'm gonna know, right? But I'm gonna say my first trimester started off real good. When I took the test, I found out, like, I think it was the next day or 2 days after it was in like the winter time, but it was still like going outside was still, makes sense. So like I started walking, and because it's like, I'm gonna be the fit mom, right? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be in shape. I'm gonna walk, and I'm gonna exercise as much as I can. But when I hit about 7-8 weeks, that morning sickness took me for a spin. Like, it took me for a spin. And I think I spoke about this too in my previous video, Old Wives' Tales, about my morning sickness being like hell. Yes. Like it became horrible. Like, and it progressed. It started off manageable, and I was taking like Gravol to like, you know, and that was working a little bit until that just like could no longer do, like it was not doing anything, right? And like whatever I ate, I wasn't eating spicy stuff. I wasn't eating anything to upset my stomach. Like I was just not keeping down anything. I couldn't drink water, started tasting bad. Coconut water was what I was like feasting on, right? And then like there came a point where I just couldn't keep that down either. So like I was not getting enough hydration. Like there was just nothing. I was losing weight, like, and I know when I'm losing weight, I could feel it in my body that I was losing pounds. Like it took me going to wasn't the emergency room, but I went to the doctor for like an off cycle visit, because remember, like you have your scheduled visits, and I was like, yeah, this is unbearable. Things can't be exiting my body both ways, right? And that was happening constantly and consistently, right? And they were like, yeah, come in. I was at a point where they could recommend certain meds to help with it, because they're like, well, we need the baby to get bigger, we need you to be further along, to recommend like this stronger type of medication, because like I was on medication before that and those were just not working, right? So like it was that, and then I had to start getting like IV drip to like help with my fluids, because that was just too low. So I'd say overall for me, first trimester after like it reached a certain point it was not it. It was not the best. It was just not the best. Like I braved through, I pushed through, I had to, right? I had to push through, but it was a piece of work. And I guess that could answer the question. 2 questions before, like what surprised you, that like morning sickness can be so harsh. Like it was like all day sickness. It was like for some people here it was like all day sickness. Like at a point I almost thought that I had HG, as I said before. Like it was, and not to scare anyone, but like that was just my experience. The next question is, are you doing a natural birth or epidural? Like, I guess this is always like the multi-million-dollar question, or the ultimate one of the ultimate questions. It's my hope, it's my dream, it's my prayer to do natural, and for everything, like to just be good, healthy baby, healthy mommy. That's my ultimate goal. But like I hope for everything to be, you know, going on smooth. That's just the best hope. That's just the best hope. Yeah. Like I am not all for the pills and the additional medications, but if needs be, if like having heard the pros and the cons and like weighed it out, how much pain I can manage and all of that, then yeah. But the dream, the hope is for, you know, divine speed, divine progressing, and for everything to just happen naturally in the correct time. I think we're gonna end with this question. How has your relationship changed since getting pregnant? And this again, I can say, can be answered in several ways, and could be in another video, but I'm just gonna give you the answer. Like pregnancy, it exposes your relationship in a whole new different way, the good and uncomfortable, but like I would definitely say for me, it has brought us like very much closer. Like, we made this together, we are doing this together. So it would just only mean that together is where it's gonna be at. Like, it's just gonna bring us more close. It's gonna bring us closer. What's wrong with your English? Yeah, it's gonna bring us closer. So like, communicating, ensuring that we're doing that well, ensuring that just all this stuff, like, and know that this can be different for everyone else. I'm just answering it for me, right? And it did good for me, and I'm grateful, right? Not saying if it did bad for you, you were in a no. And also, like, ultimately everything that happens is a part of God's plan, right? So don't take my answers as like gospel, or like the standard, or the measuring stick for everything that you're going to. Like, as I said, this is really edutainment. I hope you laughed. I hope you gained some information from it, and I hope it was good for your soul. Let's hope, right? So thank you guys so much for rocking with me in this video. Stay tuned for the next one. Remember, as I said, do all the YouTube things that people do: like, comment, share, subscribe. Yeah, and I will see you in the next vlog. Bye.